Hello and welcome to a new video review, this time about the new Sightron SIII PLR, which stands for Precision Long Range, with a magnification from 10 to 50 by 60. The company Sightron was founded in 1993 in North Carolina in the United States, and up to today the headquarters is still in the same place. The parent company of Sightron, which is located in Japan and is called Kenko Tokina, it has a really long tradition in scopes or optics manufacturing, which goes all the way back to 1957. Sightron also owns two production facilities. One is located in Japan and one in the Philippines. And what is special at Sightron is that the products they produce are completely made in-house, so there is no outsourcing of products or parts for the products. One facility is in Philippines, which produces mid-range and entry-level products, and the second one in Japan produces only premium products. The scope, or the series of scopes, was introduced in 2021, and the S3 series of Riflescopes is the second most expensive series, and they really come with a great price to performance ratio, which is already well known from all Sightron products. Now the new series is the PLR, so Precision Long Range, and they come with a completely new turret design. You can also see they come with these red markings, which is completely new. The scopes in this series come all with the Illumination, Parallax adjustment, and with a zero stop. All Riflescopes in this series have also high magnifications. So the first one is 624, 832, and this one is 10 to 50. Now the scope I have in front of me is the PLR 10 to 50, and it has a 60 millimeters objective lens, and the outside diameter of this scope is 69 millimeters, which dimension you will need if you want to calculate the correct height of the rings or the mount when you purchase the scope. The scope is completely made out of metal, so you see there are no rubberized parts anywhere on the Riflescope. They are all shockproof, so you can mount it even on the strongest recoiling calibers as like the 50 BMG. They are nitrogen purged, so you will get no internal fogging even in very cold environment, and they are also waterproof. Now the size of this scope, as you could already see, it is really large. It has approximately 44 centimeters, so really long scope. But for such a high magnification and for that it's so long, it has only 950 grams, which is quite lightweight, I would say. The main tube of this scope is 30 millimeters, and the price point is approximately 1,900 euros. So I think it is for the quality of the scope, it is a reasonable price, I would say. As I said, the scope is the S3 series of Riflescope, so it is made in Japan, and it comes with a 10 years warranty. I also have to say that in many years we sell Sightron, we really have just a few Riflescope which come back to repairs, so they are really well made scopes. Now the scope has the reticle positioned in the second focal plane, which is usual for target riflescopes, and the reticle inside is the MOA 2, as you see on this picture. And because this riflescope has a reticle in the second focal plane, you have to be careful that the markings, which are in this case in MOA, the scope comes also with one more reticle, which is also in MOA, but the markings come, let's say, are calibrated only on 24 times magnification, as you can see here. So only on one magnification the markings are true MOA. With a reticle in the first focal plane, of course the markings are all the time one MOA if you look on the target, but second focal plane only 24. So if you want to shoot only with the reticle, so without clicks, for bullet drop compensation, you have to use 24 magnification. Or if you want to calculate the distance, or for bullet corrections, if you see your impact and you want to see how far you're off the target, you have to make it on 24 times magnification, which I think is important to mention, that you have to use this magnification. The reticle is also illuminated, as you can see here, so only the middle part is illuminated, and the second reticle is entirely illuminated. So the illumination is not designed to be daytime bright, but what I've looked through, it is very bright. Maybe you don't see it on a white target on a bright sunny day, but on a dark target it's easily to see it on a sunny day. The illumination has no turn off function and no position sensor, so you have to be careful that you always shut the illumination off when you don't need the scope to so it does not drain the battery when not using. The illumination has 11 intensity settings, and between each setting there is an off position, so you can immediately come back to your desired position, because you can just go off and then back, in this case on the 3, which is really nice in my opinion. I have to say the illumination turret goes pretty stiff, which is in some cases good, because you cannot accidentally move the illumination when you take it out of the back or similar. The battery compartment is located here under this cap, so here, and for the operation you need only one CR2032 battery. On the same turret is also the parallax adjustment, which is this one here, and it goes from 13 yards or approximately 10 meters all the way to infinity. The parallax wheel feels very smooth, and as you can see, you have really a lot of space for fine-tuning your parallax setting, so you can really fine-tune on the target you are currently aiming at. Okay, now for the construction of this scope. As I told before, it is completely made out of metal, and it features a European style eyepiece, and also the eyepiece or the ocular is very stiff to adjust, so you need quite a bit of force for the adjustments, which again I do really like, because mostly you adjust this only once and then forget it. The only case you have to adjust it is if someone else wants to look through the scope, but in most cases it stays the same for a long time. Now the magnification ring has a really nice texture, which I think is also easy to operate with gloves. And as you can see, the magnification goes from 10 to 50 in 180 degree turn. For the indicator, you have this small line here on the wheel, so you see in which magnification you are currently in. Also, the magnification ring feels very, very smooth. The main tube is 30 millimeters. And now for the turrets, which are tactical turrets, so you can adjust them directly. There is no locking function. The clicks come in 1/4 MOA, and currently there is no mil version available for this scope. And because they are in 1/4 MOA with such a high magnification, I would really like to see such scope with 1/8 of MOA adjustments, so for even more precise shot placements, because such a scope can easily be also used for F-class or bench rest, and for F-class you need finer clicks. I think Sightron has to consider this for an improvement, in my opinion. Whatsoever, the clicks on this turret are perfect. As you can hear, the clicks are very audible, and they are really positive, so you can really easily hear and feel every single click, and they are so strong that you can easily make one single click, not with some other Riflescopes. When you want to make one click, the turret jumps for 2 or even 3 clicks. It's not the case with this turret. I think the turret is really, really great. Another great feature is the built-in zero stop, which maybe you can hear now. When you come to the zero, it has this really nice sound, and it is a hard zero stop, so it stops exactly on the position you set in the turret. The adjustment is really, really easy. I can show you this with this turret here. You just have to unscrew the upper screw here. As you can see, the turret already rotates. So when you are on the range and zeroed your rifle in, and then you take the turret down, and then you see here a small screw inside. Yeah, maybe you see now. You just have to unscrew this and turn this upper part, this small part, so that it comes to this other small part here, the should I say to this round one here. So when they come together, this is the hard zero stop you can feel when the turret is on. So when you adjust the zero stop, you just have to simply put the turret back in or back on, so that the zero is facing forwards, and screw this screw back down. Like this. So when you do this, the scope is already zeroed in. So a really easy to adjust zero stop and to readjust the position or the zero of the turret. The scope has all in all 50 MOA of travel, and you have 20 MOA of travel in one revolution. So you have a multi-turn turret with 2.5 turns of the turret. You can see here also the turn indicator, which are these lines here, and each line is 10 MOA. So on the left side 10 MOA, other side 20 MOA, 30, 40. So you can easily see in which revolution you are currently in. Unfortunately, it has no mechanical turn indicator, but for a target riflescope, in most cases you don't need a mechanical turn indicator. So again, when we come back to the zero, you can easily hear the click sound of the zero stop. So a perfect design in my opinion. The scope has 50 MOA of travel, so I would really I would say if you purchase this scope and you want to shoot at longer ranges, let's say 1000 meters, I would prefer that you purchase a mount with some inclination, because 50 MOA is not a lot of travel, and with a normal 308 you are approximately out of the travel at 800 meters if you put normal rings on it, because if you mount it on normal rings, you zero the scope in approximately in the middle of the elevation range, so you have only 25 mils left. And because of that, I would really recommend a mount with some inclination, about 10, 15 or even 20 MOA. But if you want to use it only at short ranges, let's say 500 meter max, it's totally fine, only normal rings. Okay, I think that's all about the mechanical part of the scope. Now for the optical performance. As Sightron is already well known, they come with great optical performance for the price, and it is the same with this scope. The optical quality is really good. I think it can be compared to some much more expensive riflescopes on the market, and the image resolution, color accuracy, it is just great in my opinion. The field of view is 3.2 meters at 100 meters at 10 times magnification, and at 50 times magnification is 0.73 meters at 100 meters. The scope has no tunneling effect, and it has a really forgiving eye relief. It goes from 92 to 140 millimeters, and it is really forgiving. You can really move with your head near the riflescope or away, and you'll still get a really nice picture. Why such a eye relief is important? It is because you can mount the scope on a strong recoiling caliber, and with such a big eye relief you are still safe behind the scope. The eye box is really great, I would say up to approximately 30 times magnification, and from 30 to 50 it's quite average, I would say. It's not as great like up to 30 approximately, but it is still very, very good, even on the bigger magnifications. Okay, now what do you get in the box? First of all, a cleaning cloth. Then you get flip-up covers, a sunshade, a battery for the illumination, this sheet for the reticle with all the subtensions, and also the instructions manual, so everything you need to know about the scope is in here, and the instruction is only in English. Okay, now for a short summary, what are the positives about this scope? First, I think the build quality is really, really good. Then great optical quality. The scope has perfect clicks, which are quite stiff, and yeah, as I told before, you can easily hear and feel every single click. Zeroing is extremely easy, and also the zero stop adjustment is just, yeah, in a matter of seconds it is the adjustment is made. Also the parallax is great, and lastly the price performance ratio, yeah, it's like all Sightron Riflescopes, it's really, really good. Now, where do I see room for improvements? First of all, because the scope is has the reticle in the second focal plane and it has big magnifications, I would really like to see finer clicks. 1/8 of MOA or 0.05 mil would be, in my opinion, perfect. Then the second, that this Riflescope with this magnification is not available in mil version, so 0.05 mil clicks and mil reticle. The Windage Turret, which I forgot to mention, it is a multi-turn turret, and the clicks go 10 MOA in each direction, and you have really nice turn indicator, so you can easily see in which turn you are currently in. But again, it is a multi-turn turret, so it is still easy to make some error of a whole revolution. And lastly, more elevation range. I think 50 MOA, it's okay if you use it with a mount with inclination, but without, it's not enough if you want to go on longer ranges, or if you shoot a slower caliber with a bigger bullet drop. Okay, all in all, I think this Riflescope comes with a really good price to performance ratio. Optical quality is really, really great, and yeah, the main improvement I would make on this scope is, or are, the finer clicks. Okay, this was a short video review of the Sightron SIII PLR 10-50x60. If you have any additional questions, click the link below, and if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.